Well, I hear this a lot from entrepreneurs all the time. They say our messaging isn't working, people just don't get it. Or they will say we're putting out content, but it's crickets. Or they just simply say our marketing is performing and they don't know what to do. Or anything we create looks different, our brand assets are all over the place. Does that sound familiar? Well, this frustration usually comes from one big misunderstanding, which is not taking branding seriously enough. They usually think that is just logo, a few color, or something that you can hang off to an internal web designer to complete. But branding isn't just another task to check off, actually. Those complaints are actually signs that your brand isn't connecting. So today, let's get into that 5 branding mistakes you can't afford to make and how to do it right. If you're serious about making progress, grab the worksheet linked below to follow along, all right? One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make is thinking everyone is my audience. I hear it all the time. Our product can help everyone, so we just need to market to everyone, so the market is bigger. But here's a reality check. When you try to appeal to everyone, you often end up resonating with no one. Why? Because resources are limited. We have limited resources to reach everyone. Large corporations with huge budget can target broad audiences, but for us, for small businesses, casting too wide of a net often dilute your message and waste valuable resources, well, money and time, right? Instead, let's focus on specific group first. By speaking directly to a smaller, well-defined audience, you can create a messaging that connects with them on a much deeper level. And when you serve this niche well, you become the go-to brand in that space, right? Giving you a very solid foundation to expand into a larger market later. To do this right, start by developing a detailed ideal customer profile. Well, beyond simple demographics like age or income, we should dig deeper into the psychographics. What your audience is really thinking, right? What are they feeling and what are they experiencing before and after using your product? Understanding their emotional journey and your message will resonate much more powerfully. How to do it? First, write out an ideal customer profile and include connection profile, I call this. That include how they think and feel. Here's how to create this connection profile. Think about your customer before using your product or service. What are they doing? What are they thinking? And then what are they feeling? And then in another part of your sheet or profile, think about after using your product or service, right? Same thing. What will they be doing? What will they be thinking? And what will they be feeling? Let's take an example. Imagine you have a women's supplement brand. Here's how you might define your ideal customer. So the basic ideal customer profile will be, maybe the name is Emily, right? The location, she lives in a suburb outside Boston, Massachusetts. Age, she's maybe 42 years old. What is the professional background? She is a senior role in healthcare balancing a demand career with family life. How much she earns? She probably earned a little bit over 100,000 and willing to invest in high quality health products. What is the education level? Probably she has a master's degree, very well educated and very informed about wellness trends. What are her interests? Probably she prioritizes health and wellness, right? With a focus on a holistic preventative care, right? Enjoy yoga, hiking, maybe fitness classes as a way to maintain, right, both physical and mental health, well, lifestyle and values. A BC professional juggling career and family, right? Often with school-aged children, she seeks simple, effective health solutions that fits her schedule and values. Transparency, sustainability, and evidence-based products. What are her challenges and frustration? Well, often she finds herself has low energy, leaning towards the reliance of caffeine, will always feel overwhelmed by wellness trends and those quick fix facts. Also want a product that's easy to use, right? Provide consistent energy, focus, and balance. What's her health goals? Well, she wants to increase natural energy, maintain hormones balance, improve mental clarity. What is the psychographics? Well, she's usually drawn to the brands that align with her values, often scientific-backed solutions. While she usually prefers products that require minimum effort and deliver real noticeable results. What is her preferred channels? While she follows health and wellness influencers on Instagram, she sometimes also listens to wellness podcasts during her commute. Now that we have Emily's ideal customer profile, you see there are so many different categories we included. Okay, let's jump to this now. Connection profile. Well, before using the supplement, what is she doing? One thing is she is drinking multiple cups of coffee to combat low energy, especially after mid-afternoon, while she's probably browsing wellness website, social media for solution, but feeling overwhelmed by options. Also, she probably is trying different products with inconsistent results, always questioning their effectiveness. Next, what is she thinking then? Because of this, she is thinking, I'm doing everything I can but still feel exhausted. Why is this so hard? Or maybe she's thinking, I just want something simple and work and fits into my day. Or is there a way that she can feel balanced without having overhaul her old routine? Now, what is she feeling then from that? Well, she probably feel frustrated, right, by fluctuating energy levels, struggling to keep up with work and family. Sometimes maybe she actually feel anxious about finding the reliable health solution, right? Maybe sometimes she also feel concerned about the impact of stress and fatigue on her long-term health too. So now we have all the before using your supplement, right? The product. Now let's think about after using the product. So what will she be doing then? Well, she will be enjoying a steady energy boost without the need of multiple cups of coffee a day, right? Probably this is easily incorporating this supplement into her daily routine, right? So she feel like this is a reliable wellness anchor, right? She probably will be sharing this positive result with friends or colleagues too. Next, what will she be thinking? Well, she probably thinks she finally found a solution that really works and keep up with her life, right? It's very nice to feel balanced and focused, right? Without relying on caffeines and coffee, right? Also, this probably fits perfectly into her wellness goal, right? And she probably think she wish she find it sooner. Third thing is, what will she be feeling? She probably feel very energized, confident, right? With noticeable improvement on her focus and mood, right? She probably relieved that it is simple and science-backed solution that she can trust. And she probably now is more motivated to maintain her health with this product. So as you can see, getting clear on both the ideal customer profile and the connection profile is quite essential. When you know who you are speaking to and understand the journey before and after using your product and services, then your message become much more powerful. Now that you have the connection profile, you want to use the exact words that you mentioned in that profile and use it in your messaging to build that connection with your audience. Mistake number 2. Another common mistake I see business getting too focused on the competitors, either panicking or copying what they do or just not standing out at all. Here is the problem. If your visual, offer, even messaging looks and sounds like everyone else's, right, why should anybody choose you over competition? You need to give people a reason to remember and prefer your brand. That means differentiating yourself, not just in how you look, right, the visual identity, but also the story you tell, the values you embrace, and the community you build around your brand. There are many ways to stand out, but some of my favorite approach include breaking the mold. Some brands disrupt industry norm to stand out. Stand against the status quo, positioning your brand against a common problem or cultural issue. Third is lead with purpose, connecting with a larger purpose beyond just making profit. And then the fourth one will be tell your creation story, a unique brand story at step and foster connection, and nobody else can copy your creation story. And last is embedded in culture, aligning your brand with a cultural trends or subculture. So whatever you choose, it has to be authentic and true to who you are, okay? Let's look at a few powerful ways brands have differentiated themselves. First, break the mold. Some brands disrupt industry norms to stand out. right? Brands like Rent a Runway transform fashion by offering a subscription model for designer clothing, right? Making the high-end fashion more accessible and sustainable. The second way is stand against the status quo, right? Basically position your brand against a common problem or cultural issue that can create a very strong sense of mission. So example will be REI. They launched a hashtag Up Outside campaign, encourage people to skip the Black Friday shopping to enjoy the outdoors instead. So that aligns with their audience who loves for nature, right? Another one will be lead with purpose. Basically connecting a larger purpose beyond profit, right? To build trust and loyalty. Good example with Tom's shoes. Well, they embrace the purpose-driven model, right? Where when you purchase a pair of shoes, they will help someone in need. So this appealing to customer who really value social impact. The fourth one will be tell your creation story, a unique brand story that adds depth and foster connection, right? Patagonia shares a journey towards the ethical sourcing and environmental responsibility through their footprint chronicles. So that resonates with a lot of eco-conscious customers. Lastly is embedded in culture, aligning your brand with a cultural trend or subculture that helps create relevance and build community. A good example would be GoPro camera. They position themselves as a camera for adventurers and content creators. So they ride the wave of those action-oriented video content. Each of these brands choose one strong differentiator and they own it. So giving customer very clear reason to choose them over anyone else. So how do you do it for your own brand then? Let's bring it back to your brand. First, start with listing everything you're good at, right? Or unique aspect of your product or approach, right? Things that you're good at or some things that is unique of your for your products and approach. Second step is compare yourself with your competitors to see if there are any things they lack or haven't emphasized, right? Sometimes certain things you're good at, maybe your competitors also have done, right? So you need to compare yourself with your competitors if you want to stand out. Third step is if there are things that you're doing, right, but none of your competitors are, now that become your potential differentiators. So finally, step 4 is narrow it down to one powerful differentiator and make it the heart of your brand message. And here you have it. All right, let's talk about mistake number 3. Does this sound familiar? Our marketing creatives are everywhere. It feels like we are starting from scratch every single time we have a marketing campaign. When your visual aren't consistent, it confuses your audience, making it very difficult to build brand recognition, which is the first step of building brand trust. So for people to remember and trust your brand, right, they need to recognize it first, ideally after seeing it 7 times or more. I have seen brands that look one way on social media and then I land to their website, they look something different. And then when I get an email from them, it looks so different, I almost think it was a spam. When visuals are all over the place, people couldn't recognize the brand, right? And that also means that your trust is lost as well. The good news is that the fix is simple. You just need to use consistent templates and brand assets. Right? Stick to the same color, the same fonts, the same logo style across all platforms. Well, this makes your brand look polished, professional, right? Also build brand recognition. And more importantly, it saves you time and resources. So how do you do it? Well, first, define your brand's key visuals, right? Record your brand colors, your fonts, logo style, and any recurring design elements that you have. Record them, have somewhere to save them, and have a record. Next, organize your assets. Very simple. Just create one folder for everything. You can name it brand assets, and then you put the color codes, you put font files, logo files, templates, right? So that you can always have easy access to your brand visuals. Third, use templates, okay? Set up templates for social media, emails, presentation to keep your visual consistent, right? Without starting from scratch each time. Basically, every time you have a marketing creative created, you need to make sure that this can turn into a template so you can use it again next time. Lastly, share with your team. If you work with others, right? Make sure everyone has access to this asset and they know how to use it, and so that your brand can be consistent. And there you go. This simple step will make your brand recognizable and will start building trust right away. Hey, if you're finding this helpful and want more tips on branding, design, and growing your business as a women entrepreneur, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Mistake number 4. Many businesses think we can only start using social media when we have a product to sell. But here's the thing. Waiting to show up on social media until you have a product ready is a huge missed opportunity. Well, social media actually isn't just about selling. It's not about selling at all. It's about building relationships, share value, right? And position yourself as the leader in the space. So by delaying your presence on social media, you're missing the chance to create community that can trust you and is invested in what you have to offer. Imagine launching a product in a cold audience that's never heard of you. Well, you have to work 10 times as hard to earn their attention and trust in a short period of time. But if you start showing up early, right, sharing insights, ideas, behind the scenes moments, well, you build familiarity and rapport already. So when the product is ready, you already have an engaged audience eager to buy and support you. Well, the takeaway is to start using social media now, even if your product is still in development. Well, but you may think, well, I have nothing to talk about if I don't have a product. Wrong. Instead, bring people along for the journey. Well, they are not interested in every product feature. They will rather hear you, how you build this, right? Why do you start this business? And very often people will love to hear the challenges you face along the way. So stories of your journey, the hurdles, the wins, right? The passion behind your brand are so much more engaging than a product coming soon post. So this approach builds anticipation and trust, right? So when you're ready to launch, you already have the community ready to support you. Next, how to do it? Okay, step 1, pick a platform. In the beginning, just pick one platform where your audience is most active. It could be Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, for example, right? You should know where they show up from the customer profile. Second, now you share your journey. Post updates, share your stories, and give your audience a peek behind the scenes. Well, show the progress and the purpose behind your brand. And more importantly, even the failures. Share your failures and challenges along the way, because authenticity builds trust. Third, engage consistently. Social media is a two-way street. So make sure you reply to comments if people comment on that, on your post. Engage with followers and make connection. Consistency is key, so don't just show up one time and then disappear. If you are committed to show up on social media, create a schedule for yourself so that people can anticipate when you'll be around to talk to them, to share your insight. Mistake number 5. The last mistake I often see is brand not crafting compelling stories. We talk about that just on mistake number 4 about stories. Brand storytelling is how your audience connects with you emotionally, which is a big part of branding. If you're not telling your origin story, your growth story, or sharing customer testimonials, you're missing out on building that emotional bond. So storytelling is that people understand who you are, right? What you believe in and why they should trust you. Without it, your brand can feel just like another option instead of a trusted go-to choice. And what does that mean? That means you eventually compete on price and you cannot charge a premium price. Here's how you can leverage storytelling. First, share your origin story, whether it's your website, in your presentation, in videos. Tell the story how and why you started this brand. This will help people see the purpose and passion behind your brand, making it more relatable and inspiring. 2, showcase your growth story. Well, share milestone, setback, right? Successes on social media or in blogs, doesn't need to be always on social media. Right? People love a good journey story, so it reminds them that every brand has a humble beginning, right? And it always evolving, and that build connection. Third is highlight customer testimonial and case study. Collect testimonials and case studies from satisfied customer, very important, and share them across your platform. Real life stories from customer is a very powerful proof that your brand can make a difference in their lives, and so that the potential customer can see it for themselves and think that they can apply to them as well. So action steps now. First, you need to write and refine your origin story. If you haven't already, write a short origin story that answers these 3 questions. Number 1, what inspired you to start, right? What problem were you solving? And third, what keeps you motivated today? Share this on your website, maybe even part of the About Us video. That would be great. Tip is share this story everywhere you have a chance, especially if you get a chance to have speaking engagement, podcast interview, right? This is a perfect opportunity to share your origin story. 2, create a milestone post. Well, choose a significant moment or achievement in your brand's journey, right? Like a product launch, right? Obvious, or even reaching a customer milestone, right? Or help them overcome a challenge, right? This is the time to share it on social media. This will give your audience a reason to kind of celebrate with you and feel more connected with your growth. Third, you can gather and share a customer testimonial. So you can reach out to satisfied customer, right, for testimonial case study. Ask them about the problem they face, how the brand helped, and what the result they've seen. The problem they have, right, how you help them, and the result. Post it on social media, your website, right, include it in your emails for social proof. Pro tip, if you're fundraising, testimonials and case study are the perfect addition to put into your pitch deck. So which story will you create first? And here you have it, the 5 common branding mistakes to avoid. So let's recap it to keep it fresh in your mind. First, not understanding your target audience. Second, not differentiating from competitors. Third, not consistent in your brand visuals. Fourth, not leveraging social media early enough. And then the last, not embracing the power of brand storytelling. By avoiding this, you'll be well on your way to build a brand that is memorable, trusted, and stands out. Well, now that you've learned how to avoid the common branding mistakes, that's another important step to consider when building a strong brand. Should you focus on creating a personal or your business brand first? It's a question that trips up many entrepreneurs, and the answer might surprise you. So in the next episode, I will guide you through the decision-making process, helping you to figure out which brand to build first so you can set a solid foundation for a long-term success. Be sure to check that out. Bye.